Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last month I purchased and installed the Powerflex polyurethane front upper wishbone bushings. At the same time I also purchased front and rear sway bar bushings from Powerflex. What I have here are the rear sway bar bushings, and in this video today I will be installing them onto the vehicle. Here we are on the right hand side of the vehicle. The control arm is connected with the short link to the sway bar, and right away you can find the first bushing location. After that, the sway bar continues traveling across the vehicle, and on the left hand side you can see the second bushing location. The sway bar then curves and connects to the other control arm on the left side. The bushing is held in place with a bracket and two bolts size 13 millimeters, and the bolts are accessible both on top and bottom relatively easily with a simple wrench. I'll go ahead and remove those bolts now. I have the top bolt out, and now I'm in the process of removing the bottom one. There we go. No washers, just the bolts and the metal bracket. Should be able to slide the bracket to the side. There we go. Nice and thick. No signs of rust. This is some kind of dirt here, but it's not rust. Bracket looks in great shape. And here's the bushing. I may have to release those links in order to loosen the sway bar so that I can take the bushing out. Never mind, you should be able to grab the link here and pull back a little bit, and you have just enough flex to give yourself a bit more room and slide the bushing out. I thought it's better to put some gloves on. Now, once you've moved the bushing away from its original position, you can just keep sliding it more towards the middle of the vehicle, and here you will have more space to turn it and take it out. Here you can see how it's turning freely. I may have to use two hands for this, but you can get it, there we go, out of the sway bar, and then retrieve, possibly up through here. There we go. Minimal amount of wear, if any, on this bushing. Looking at it now, it probably doesn't need to be replaced, but I have the polyurethane ones anyways, so I'll put them in. Before you proceed with the installation, you may want to clean the sway bar and the mounting surface and degrease it. What I did was I just used brake parts cleaner and a piece of cloth to get this area nice and clean before the polyurethane bushing goes in place. There's a bit of a difference when it comes to the construction of the original bushing and the new bushing. Specifically, when you look at the area where the bushing is cut. Now, the polyurethane bushing is cut much lower to this surface, closer to this surface, whereas the original one is further up. And what this allows you to do when it comes to reinstallation is to actually install through here rather than having to go in the middle of the sway bar and slide this way. Let me show you what I mean. You can use the provided PTFE silicone, apply it on the inside of the bushing, and then when you're reinstalling, just make sure that the cut part is facing up. At least that's how the original bushings were installed, with the cut facing upwards. And because of this smaller distance here compared to the original, you can actually slide the bushing in through here. There you go. After this, only the bracket and the 2 bolts remain. With the silicone in place, I've also degreased the bracket and the bolts. I can put these back on now. There we go, perfect fit. And now left to right, you just have to match the openings for the bolts. There we go. One on bottom, one on top. Once the bracket and the bolts are reinstalled, you may want to take a moment and wipe off any excess silicone that is outside of the bushing in order to prevent debris and dust from accumulating and sticking to that area. So get rid of all the silicone in the surrounding area so that you only have lubrication inside the bushing itself. Alright, after a few short minutes, the bushing on the left is ready, the bushing on the right is ready, and this basically completes the whole process. Thank you for joining me again today, folks. Best of luck in your upcoming projects, and I'll see you again in the upcoming videos. Take care.